So you want to start collecting vintage watches, but where do you start if you're just getting into this? Well, as you might have noticed on the channel, we had a big interview with Pierre Biver, who's currently very hard at work with launching the JC Biver brand. In that interview, we discussed the watch industry, the past, the present, the future, and of course, what to expect from the JC Biver brand. Now, a little bit off topic for that big discussion, we also discussed vintage watch collecting, since he happens to be a vintage watch collector who also spent some time working at the renowned Phillips auction house in London, making him a vintage watch expert. Now, he's now moving in a different direction with the launch of the JC Biver brand. However, he did give us some key vintage watch collecting tips, which I thought would be useful to the new and aspiring watch collectors out there.
Atelier DE GRIFF.
So I think the first tip, and is a tip that I've been told, by James Mark, senior specialist at Phillips in London. He was my mentor. He taught me everything I know today. Well, a lot at least. He always told me, look, the one thing you need to keep in mind is don't buy the price, buy the quality. So if you're looking to get into vintage watches at any price level, don't try and necessarily find the bargain or whatnot. Take your time and really focus on finding something that's quality, because as I think some member of the Gucci family said, quality dies. Price is forgotten, but quality never dies, or something like that. Yeah. I can't remember the exact phrase. You'll put it in the in the description. But it's true. I mean, focus on something that will last, something that you're sure of and that makes you feel safe. And I think it's really a question of not rushing, because today, you can be easily into a craze. You're like, oh, I found this watch.
It's easy to click the button, of
exactly.
course.
It's a good price, it's nice, but it's still, the vintage market is a bit different than the modern industry. It has a lot of quirky little details, dial swaps, service pushers, service hands, service whatever. It can get very messy easily. So I would say the two biggest advice would be buy the quality, not the price, and take your time. There's nothing better than that. Speak with the specialist if you get to go to events. If you get to go there, you get to meet people that have some experience, that have felt the watches. There's nothing better than to actually hold the watches in your hands if you have the opportunity to. So if there's auction previews coming in your area, go out there, meet the specialist, talk about the watches, see them, bring a loupe, do your homework, and it should go okay. And try and start by the, let's say, more common pieces. I mean, if you straight away try to dig deep into Longines 40s chronographs or whatever, you might get, the information might be limited. So start broad. Be open-minded. It's a journey. It's not a marathon. So
right.
You buy your first watch, you like it, you get the feel of it. How do you feel like wearing it? How do you see it? Your experience with buying it, with then trading it, or selling it. Get that feel of how it, what it means to you. And once you've kind of identified what you like, go for it.